Welcome everyone to a new vlog. This time I'm taking you to Chennai. Why are we going there? Well, you will know pretty soon. But my flight was delayed and I reached Chennai airport at 2 a.m. in the morning. I saw no reason to leave the airport as my next flight to Madurai was in just a couple of hours. I set up my laptop and I started recording the game between Pragnananda and Gukesh. It was a beautiful end game that I've explained here in this video, but it was great fun to do it at the airport. And then I also made a video on why Magnus Carlsen pulled out of the Grand Chess Tour. My co-traveler in this trip was going to be Grandmaster Vishnu Prasanna, one of India's leading trainers and also the guy who helped Gukesh reach where he is right now. I had a great time with Vishnu on the flight as we discussed many things, and then we reached Madurai at roughly around 6:30 or 7 in the morning. It was a bright day and Vishnu was already working early in the morning. This is outside the Madurai airport as we now are going towards a place called Thiruthangal. We met this guy who had come with the Hatsun play card to take us, and these journeys generally are very relaxing because the roads are pretty well made. Well, for Vishnu it was not so relaxing, he was already working there, and after an hour's journey from the Madurai airport we reached this place, the Hatsun Chess Academy. Look at where it is, right into the lap of nature, greenery all around, extremely quiet, no vehicles, and we entered into the premises. As soon as we entered, I felt like, wow, this seems something different, And this is the main building where the Chess Academy is. And I'm going to give you an entire tour of what this Chess Academy is like. I walked inside with Vishnu and we first went to the place where we were going to get our rooms. This is how it looked, and this was our room. The rooms here are pretty simple but have everything that one needs. There's a bed, there's washroom, what else do you need? And then I met the students of the academy. They were having their breakfast there. I really like this little innovation here where the place you sit comes out and then you can sit on it. And for breakfast that morning I had uttapam there with sambar and chutney. Very delicious food. And the students also got some time to talk to Vishnu if they wanted to. They were all very busy with their food. And then one of the kids went and took some sugar, added some milk, and I was just following what they were doing. And then he had this is Rohit. He was pretty good at this, shifting milk from one to another. And he did this every single day. Once the breakfast ended, we entered the training room. This is roughly around 9 a.m. and you could see that already the kids were training. Like, this boy was looking at some game, and then I went to this little girl. By the way, her name is Sharwanika, who was having the Judith Polgar's book. She actually meticulously puts in each game. Vishnu, what is this classroom?
So this is one of the classrooms, and we try to segregate based on level or number of days they come and so on. So yeah, here probably the strongest players of the academy right now are there. And, so in this setup probably we switch between playing in these boards or using the computer, right? So the computer and the table gives you the plug points, and it's easy for everybody to use.
Vishnu then went on to show me the other rooms at the academy. This one was for the little kids. Here you can already see 6-year-old Stephen Andrews.
Plus, just put it on.
And everyone has a chessboard, clock.
Yeah. We also make them play here. And so easily there should be enough boards. So they switch between rooms based on the activity. that they're doing.
From this room to the next, there were doors in between, but they were somehow made in a way that you could open them and then the entire room could become one. And you can see here, this is the second room that they have where training could happen or playing sessions could happen. And then I went to the next room. There is meditation before the class, or?
Yeah, we start off the day with some kind of light meditation. We just try to make them sit still at least. Some days we use music, or some days we use some other thing, but mostly we encourage sitting still for 10 minutes to start with.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, kids get used to it, but definitely they do struggle at the beginning, but eventually you can see that they're getting used to it. Just 10 to 15 minutes, nothing much is expected of them except sitting still. And their restlessness disappears at that point. Yeah.
To tell you the truth, it was quite inspiring for me to see these young kids trying to meditate for 10 minutes at one stretch.
Eventually they'll get used to it, I think. I mean, we're just trying to encourage the practice. We won't take it home. To make that as like a small part of their life, right? So they're coming here consistently. So introduce this practice as a part of their life.
Because also, if you look at Gukesh, like before every game, he's sitting still and closing his eyes, and maybe they also get inspired by seeing him do that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's practiced such things for a very long time now. So, and he's done it consciously. So, and definitely it helps in emotional regulation more than anything. Even just 10 minutes a day or something helps in regulating emotions much better. You can take care of your ups and downs much more significantly. That's been my experience.
And then we moved to the other rooms. This one is the recreation room where there is a television and where the kids can sit and watch the TV, but hardly anyone uses it.
So the program itself is quite intensive. Even the chess and badminton, very ambitious programs to create very strong players and professionals basically. So if you're not very serious about the program, serious about chess and serious about playing professionally, then it would be very hard to survive the program. Yeah, I think that is one of the advantages here. If you are a serious player and you're surrounded by other serious players, right? So that is a good environment to be in if you're serious.
Correct. The next room that I went along with Vishnu was the trainer's room. This is where the trainers actually take one-on-one sessions or sit together and discuss with each other. There's also a printer there which helps to print out the sheets that have to be given to the students.
Right now there are 5 coaches, including me, JM Akash, Ganesh from Coimbatore, and Gautam also from Erode. He's from around that Erode, Coimbatore, and Ibrahim. He's moved to Sivakasi to be a coach in this program, and Jagdish he's from Sivakasi Thiruthangal. So they are all right. We will probably expand with more coaches as the students get stronger and bring in more people. But right now, I think the full-time program has given a lot of benefit and the players are improving quite rapidly.
The batch of the top players finished their meditation as they got back into the classroom, and they were all looking very relaxed. Then the session began, and in this session they were given the sheet to write down the continuation in the given position, and these positions were given by Vishnu. By the way, you can see here it's white and black with some boxes to write the moves, and Vishnu would give them a position and they had to solve it. One of the things that I really adore about Vishnu's teaching is that whenever some student suggests a move, he quietly listens to it, tries to understand the thought behind the move, and then gives back his answer, no matter how silly the move is. And I think that really has made these students also to think before they answer. At 11 a.m., they took a break, and the break was for a juice session. They went to the cafeteria once again, and the juice was served. This was the watermelon juice that was given to all of them. And then back to business. The youngsters were given a very interesting session on the games of Staunton. They had to solve some positions on this famous player of the past. This is little Siddharth, who is 6 years old, and he is setting up the position before he tries to solve it. I loved the fact that these players were being exposed to guys like Staunton, who played in 1800s and 200 years ago, and these kids had to solve the positions related to it. In the other classroom, that is the middle one, the kids were given sheets. This time it was blindfold session. So these sheets already had the positions written with position of different pieces, and they had to visualize it in their head. So here you can see it says white, king c6, knight g5, bishop g7, and so they had to visualize this entire position in their head and try to solve it without a chessboard. You can see this little girl looking at the sheet, each piece, and then trying to visualize it on the chessboard. This training actually helps you to become very strong at chess visualization, which is one of the big skills. Very soon, Grandmaster Vishnu Prasanna also came in, and I asked him to solve the first position. It wasn't at all easy. Vishnu stood there for a few seconds trying to first grasp the position. This is how it is. Knight f3 to stop the pawn. d3 comes forward, threatening d2. Bishop comes to h6. And now you give a check, deflecting the knight and make a queen. But then the bishop comes in and gives a double attack, and a fork finally seals the day. And Vishnu stood there, found the answer, and then says the last move is knight b3. I said yes, and he said that wasn't easy for sure. The seniors also, that is the top batch, also were solving positions blindfolded, but their positions were even tougher. And you can see here Ibrahim trying to give the answers.
We want to create an A to Z program, right? So unrated to
maybe world champion.
Yeah, maybe world champion. So world champion or even a top player, right? So ideally the goal would be world champion or woman world champion. We are looking at both actually, and we are trying to work towards that goal.
It was now time for lunch, and there you can see Siddharth really tried to avoid my camera and enjoyed himself there, but he had brought food from his home. Whoa! What is this? Egg. And this? Tomato rice and egg. Wow! While kids were given the option to bring food with themselves, there was also this wonderful meal that was served in the cafeteria with rasam, rice, vegetable, and you can see this very special dish here. So the menu for the day was boiled rice, vegetable, besan, egg podinas, kovakai, pivotal, curd, pickle, and papad. Stephen Andrews brought his own meal, so the little kids were bringing their own food if they wanted to, but most of them ate there in the cafeteria, and I found this place to be also a great place for them to bond with each other. After the lunch, they had a tournament, a blitz tournament that was held where everyone took part. So all the 3 batches took part, and the entire room was opened up there, so everyone could play against each other, and this was the chance for the lower group to actually fight against the higher rated players and maybe cause an upset. As you can see, 58 players were playing in this blitz tournament, with the trainers also taking part, Vishnu being one of them. And it was quite an intense event where everyone was trying to win it, and it's great practice at the end of the day. This was the game where little Sharwanika took on the coach Ibrahim, and Sharwanika's moves were amazing. She had sacrificed a piece to push her pawn to d2.
We are coming from a rural area, one of the most backward district in Tamil Nadu, Ariyalur district. We didn't know any chess. It's new for our family. She learned chess from her school.
School, it was one of the period. Chess is a period, and I have got interest in chess. So I told my mom I need some more coaching, and mom asked that coach to come home weekly once. And while I was playing, she used to always see the board, and she used to try to play chess. At first, she was very adamant, and at her first tournament, when she held a prize and trophy and certificate, she was so excited. So actually, she ran around the tournament hall and she would say, everyone, see, I have got a certificate, I have got a trophy. And they used to say, you already show me. It's okay, you see again, it's mine. From that spark, she started working very hard, sir.
Back to the game. Sharwanika has pushed her pawn and now it's going to queen there, but the rook can move away and the d1 square is guarded. So rook a1, but she's seen her move, bishop c2, very powerful move. And now planning to make a queen, she gets up from her chair to get the queen from the other board and she places it there. Rook takes and the rook takes on d1 and she's completely winning here. Her opponent down to 4, 3, 2, 1 loses on time and she wins. But you can see there's no real face of pride or anything of that sort. She's calm, she arranges her pieces. She's one of the biggest talents in the academy. Vishnu Prasanna won his games and scored 6.5 out of 7 to win the title, but as Vishnu says, it keeps getting tougher for him to win. The next activity in the day was a quiz, and in the quiz the kids make groups, and actually once again the groups are made of players from differing batches. It's again a great bonding. Questions are asked like who was the first world champion or who is the current women's world champion, and many such questions like this one, what is the highest elo achieved by a player, and so on.
So the way the academy works is like you attend the selections trials, and then once you are selected through the trials, you attend a 1-month provisional program, right? So we try to assess your ability to concentrate, commitment, and ability to focus and to work long hours of chess.
For 1 month.
Yeah.
And if you don't meet the standards, then you can't continue.
Yeah, you won't be able to continue.
Wow.
Right. So, and then you become a full-time student of the Hatsun program.
The day ends at 4:30 p.m. for chess, but the day hasn't ended just yet. The kids now have to go for physical fitness as one of the parents comes in her scooter to take a couple of kids. It's a 10-minute walk from the venue, and I also joined the kids in that, and we ran together because we had gotten a bit late for the physical fitness training session. It was great fun to run with them as we came to the running track here. And this is a very important part of the day, I feel, because when you train for 6 to 7 hours, you need that physical fitness. So each and every kid compulsorily has to attend the physical fitness here, no matter how small or big you are. And they enjoyed this. And then they practiced this game called Tenikoit. This is a very interesting game. The court is like a badminton court, but they play with this ring. So you catch it and then you throw it back. And then you catch it and throw it back. And actually the kids had become so good at it because they received training in it. And this proved to be excellent physical fitness here. And basically this Hatsun Academy of Tenikoit is one of the best ones that exists in the entire world.
This is very nice moment because chess players having mental ability, lot of mental ability, but physical fitness is literally slow. But chess students are play Tenikoit, able to play fitness very good level.
Very good level. Hatsun is known not just for its chess and Tenikoit, but also for its badminton. And look at the courts here. beautiful infrastructure has been created for badminton. And here you can see Vishnu talking to the head coach of badminton, Mr. Rajnikant, there, while kids are smashing left and right everywhere.
You are a part of the school, and we take care of, again, A to Z of what is required for a player to go up. Coaching, tournament recommendations, probable sponsorships if the student does very well. We've already sponsored a few students from our academy, and a lot of the students already have scholarships.
To give you an idea of how beautiful the environment is, there are peacocks there. In fact, I saw one of the peacocks actually fly so high for the first time ever in my life. And later in the night, we actually moved out and went into the town of Sivakasi, which is not too far away from where the training academy is, roughly around 5 kilometers. We took an auto rickshaw and went there, and we were meeting the members of the Sivakasi Chess Association here, you can see, and also a very well known personality in the chess world, Mr. Anant Raman, one of India's finest trainers, and he invited us for dinner, and we had a very good time here together. Next day in the morning, I woke up at 6 a.m. and we, together with Vishnu, roughly around 7 a.m. we did this interview on just outside the academy. It's a beautiful interview where Vishnu not only talks about the Hatsun Academy, but also his thoughts on chess learning, which will be published very soon. And then I went into the dormitory which existed for the players, and I wanted to have a look at where these kids were staying. So I had Coach Ganesh who took me there. And this is how the dormitory looks. 8 beds in one room, and quite spacious, quite airy, and also has washrooms attached to it, so they can actually stay comfortably here while they train. And in fact, it's in the same building. So this room is for the boys, and for the girls there's a separate one near the Tenecoit Academy. That's where they stay. Well, I found the stay to be pretty good quality, so that if you come here and train, you can also just stay within the premises. You don't have to waste any time. As the day began, again on the next one, 9 a.m., I entered one of the rooms and I saw all the kids on their laptops, and I thought, okay, maybe they're all playing some video games. Well, not really. They were all solving positions here on chess.com, and it was such a nice sight to behold because they were so completely into chess, and it was really nice to see them. I also showed them Chess Ranga, where they can solve positions, and they instantly got hooked onto it. They were like, oh, I need to solve this, and it was good fun to see them in action. The attendance is done every single day. You can see here Jagatish, the coach, taking an attendance to ensure that all the kids are there, and this is marked in a Google Sheet.
Actually, here our child usually interact with GM actually frequently. Here, anytime they don't even hesitate to answer them. Even during their tournaments, they actually call them frequently and ask what to do next. That I was feeling like this, so what next I want to do. So at any time they answer their calls and answer them politely. So during the Hatsun classes also, they ask them. They interact with them easily. So this is the main advantage of Hatsun Chess Academy, I feel so, sir.
In order to create various training material, the academy has also created these books with various pages. So this one is for assessment of a position. The next one you can see here is to write down the moves that are given in training positions. There's also one on candidate moves, and this one is a normal score sheet. They have in all 8 such books where they can tear out a page and give it to a student to ensure better training so that they write down their moves. This next training session that I attended was based on the candidate moves. You can see the kids have to write down what move they would play in a position, and then behind the sheet they would also write down the reason why that move was to be played. And in this way they would get better at trying to explain what their thoughts are. Then another training session took place where training positions were given and both sides were given time and they had to play from those positions. That is very intense because there's generally one path or few paths that are good in the given position and the kids need to find them out.
So the whole program itself is like a subsidized program, right? So it's sponsored by, the program itself is sponsored by Hatsun Chess Academy, but there is a small fee. The fee is like for the 24-day program is 8,000 per month.
Which is absolutely
So compared to
nothing.
the market conditions, I mean it's probably a 2-hour fee or something. So we provide this, we provide 24-day training for the same fee. So 24 days in a month you are here, you have the hostel.
You can also stay in that amount.
No, the stay would be a different amount. Stay would be, if you're above 12 years, it would be like 10,000 a month, including food.
Oh.
You can stay all 30 days. And so that's basically the program.
I also got the opportunity to meet Chandramogan, the chairman of the Hatsun Group, and it was very nice interacting with him. The full interview will be out pretty soon, but suffice it to say that the man has an amazing vision for sports in India.
We as a company, we wanted to be recognized as a company that is genuinely improving the quality of sports. This is not a earning business and we are not running it as a business. And everything is subsidized for the children who are here. The type of accommodation, the type of facilities, whatever we give.
Later in the day, I asked the trainers of Tennicoit if they could play against each other to show us a glimpse of what high-class Tennicoit is. And by the way, these two are not just top players in India, but in the entire world. And you can see how quickly they shift gears and the game becomes fast. Apart from chess, badminton and Tennicoit, the Hatsun Center is also now getting into organic farming.
They have to apply through email to chess@hapsports.in. This is our email, and you can apply through this and we'll respond with all the details. And it will be, like you said, 1 month professional program plus, what do I say, 1 month professional program, and then you become a permanent student of Hatsun. Yes.
Oh. And thus ended my 2 days at the Hatsun Chess Academy. I can say for a chess lover, this is a dreamland. When I was a young player, I was always looking at a place like this where someone could guide me, where I could devote all my time and energy for chess improvement. And so for any serious chess player out there, any serious student of the game, I find this to be the right place to be. With Vishnu putting in his time and energy, with Grandmaster Akash being there and a set of dedicated trainers, and Hatsun really committing to supporting chess, I think this will grow into something truly beautiful.